Hey, how you going? We got 2 booster boxes of VSTAR Universe today. By the way, what happened to Max Mofo Pokemon? Seriously, it's been 7-8 months since this dude last uploaded. April 7th, 2022. I would have thought he'd be back for VSTAR Universe, but he's still taking a break. He's still taking his sweet time. If any set was going to bring the dude back to making Pokemon card videos and uploading again, I would have thought it would be this, but maybe back with Scarlet Violet. Who knows? But hey, VSTAR Universe. What can I say? What's the deal with VSTAR? Okay, sorry. I think I made this exact same what's the deal joke in a video like this last year for VMAX Climax or Signing Star V. So I really shouldn't do that again. That is, I'm recycling content. I'm like the Carlos Mencia of Pokemon cards. Numera. So VSTAR Universe, this is a banging set. But I've noticed one thing, and a few others have noticed it too over the last couple of weeks since it's come out. And I guess a lot of that initial hype, initial FOMO. Oh, wow. Okay. Straight off the bat. I actually just pulled the Irida from one of the live streams because I am streaming my openings up over at twitch.tv/okJLUV. But I'm not going to say no to that right out of the gate. That is a banger. That is Adamant. It is the pairing card with Irida. And I got to say, even though Irida has got Polina on it, the Adamant is pretty good because Adamant is drawn very, very well here. That's a banger card. Beautiful by Naoki Saito. Okay, that is a really good, it's a really good start. And the Secret Energy, that's a really good start to this box opening. But I digress. One of the things that people have started to notice over the last couple of weeks, now that the dust has kind of settled and that first push, that first hype wave has passed, is that a lot of the singles for the cards from this set are really cheap. Like, comparatively to a booster box, almost, it doesn't make a lot of sense how cheap they are because the booster boxes are so expensive. Latias, this is a very nice one by Tezero. I've already pulled it, but we continue. We take doubles of those. The Ditto, Giratina, and Hisui, what is that again? Numerugon. So the Gudra there. Yes, it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, it kind of does and it doesn't. A lot of people say that buying singles is the way to go. And I tested that theory. If you guys partake in any of the polls that I put up here over on the channel, you would have seen one of them that I put up a couple of weeks ago was, do you buy booster boxes and crack them open? Would you rather open up booster boxes, or do you prefer to just buy the singles? And I thought that would be pretty heavily weighted towards booster boxes, but it ended up being it was like split down the middle for the most part. Like it was the Radiant Eternatus. I shouldn't do that because I know that the secret rare, sorry, the Radiant card does pop up out of nowhere in that slot. I always get, when I don't see an SAR, I'm like, we're just going to swiftly move on here. But yes, I thought that was surprising. It was like 55% said they'd rather just open up booster boxes, and then the other 45% said that they'd rather just buy the singles. And no matter what case, like if you're a player or a collector, it almost always makes more sense to just buy the single card instead of endlessly opening up booster boxes and blowing all your money, because the set is great. Like holistically, the set is fantastic. It's hard to find a card that you don't really like, but they are in the set nonetheless. There's stuff like, I mean, stuff that I don't like straight up. Like I don't like the Drapion V, and it's not a slight against the artist or the illustration. I don't look at the card and I go, it's ugly. Like if I don't like a Pokemon and I don't like a Pokemon card, then there's no point in me being excited about pulling it. Oh, that was weird. That was just a little way to scratch my cheek there. But there's no point in me pretending to be excited or happy about a Pokemon and a card that I don't really like. And the set does have them. Hooper V is another one. I don't like the Grant SAR. So those cards, yeah, they kind of bring the set down a little bit. And if you're endlessly opening up booster boxes trying to chase cards like Irida or, ooh, what's this? Galarian Zapdos. That's quite nice. I think that's the first time I pulled it for myself. Oh, here's our V-Star. I'm gonna get to my point. This is the problem with doing box openings while you're trying to prove a point. Oh, okay. That is, damn, man, how fitting is that? I got the Leafeon in the box with the Adamant. That's crazy. Wow. Wowee. Okay, this is a good box, and it's completely pushing me off track. It is by Jiro Sasumo, who is probably my favorite artist from the last 3 years. He's in my top 3 easily. It's always fluctuating who's my absolute favorite, but have a look at that. Oh, that is nice. Oh, this is so good. You know, I pulled this for somebody and they were not happy. They actually expressed their dissatisfaction because this was a card that they didn't want, which makes no sense to me. You don't have to stand the evolutions. Qua, I'm calling you out here. Qua, you don't deserve this. You're an angel, but cold take, okay? Cold take. this is an absolute banger. Even if you don't like evolutions, the artwork on it is just fantastic. The tail dipped in the water. Is that how Leafeon grows? I guess that's the new lore now. That is a banger. Absolutely stunning card. And in the box with Adamant, no less. You couldn't script this, guys. You could not make this up. Okay, now what was I saying? I swear, Mans had a point. Yes, that's right. Okay, now if you have a booster box opening that is not like this, that is completely different, where you're getting absolutely donut pulls, and you're endlessly opening up boxes trying to find the chase cards like Irida, Elesa Sparkle, or the Charizard VSTAR, which, you know, if as far as the Pokemon cards in this set goes, is one of the most popular. You're gonna have a bad time, and that's the booster box opening. VMAX, nice. That's the booster box opening fallacy. Is that it can be a money sink if you're not finding anything of actual significance. Now with VSTAR, well, this feels heavy. That feels heavy. I don't know if you can. I'm just making stuff up now. It does actually feel a little bit firmer and heavier. Now with VSTAR Universe though, that is just amplified because the booster box prices, as I'm sure you guys have seen outside of Japan, they're, you know, triple, sometimes pushing past it now that we're seeing this sort of lack of supply at the moment. But they're basically triple what they should be. But the single cards inside are worth a fraction of that. Those cards that I was talking about before, Genesect V, I Fusion Strike for 6, and I make you wait, and you sit there and watch me as I get 2 Battle VIP pass out of it. The Hoopa V and the Drapion V that I was talking about, and stuff like the Grant, they're like 900 yen cards, which is, you know, converted to USD. Once you factor shipping and everything in, it's like 10 USD. Danny Phantom, actually, he made a video talking about single prices based on the eBay listings, and I try to avoid the eBay listings because I find them, they fluctuate quite a lot. But he made a video speaking about him, and the data is there, and the point is still there that the singles are dirt cheap compared to the price of the booster box. So it's hard to justify and like validate shelling out, you know, 120 US dollars if you're only going to find maybe like one card that's worth 10, and maybe like the combination of all the other ones, it rounds up to about like 15, 20 USD, and you're losing 100 USD. Now this is the word that you get in trouble. Around these parts, it's kind of okay because, you know, small channel, modest channel. Sorry, I'm not, ignore the numbers. The point I'm trying to make is if a big channel went around and started saying like the G word, and get your mind out of the gut, I'm not talking about the other one. And I'm not talking about gatekeeping. That's another word for another day. You'll see that one soon enough. No, if people start, oh, Keldeo, really nice card, but why Keldeo? Like too many Keldeos. This one's by Keiichiro Ito, who drew the Umbreon VMAX that everyone loves. This is not bad. The Aurora Borealis, this time of day, localized entirely in your kitchen. Yes, this is quite nice because of that, but Keldeo doesn't do it for me. What was I saying? I've really got to stop doing these kind of openings where I'm like trying to talk about a topic because I've just written myself off. Oh yeah, that's right. The word that you're not allowed to say. Okay, see, look, he's got it. He's keeping it together. The word that you're not allowed to say, which is gambling. You know, it almost feels like glorified gambling. I don't know. Is that going to get me demonetized if I start talking about this? We're gonna go with it, right? It's like you're losing $100 if you're spending 120 and you're only getting $20 of cards because you didn't get a good card, you didn't get a cool card. You're going to be out 100 USD, and that feels really bad. Whether you have like handle those feelings, you've come to terms with them yourself or not. No matter what, you're going to feel like a tiny little sting and a feeling of like, I wish I just hadn't done that. So if we jump over to Card Rush and we have a look at the individual prices for those cards, the Leafeon VSTAR, most expensive there, 4,780. The Adamant SAR is next up, 3,380, and then it rapidly drops off. The Eternatus, it's only 420 yen. The Keldeo, why Keldeo, 280 yen. The Galarian Zapdos is also 280, and the Latias AR is 480. You add that all up together and you get 9,620 yen, which is more than a booster box. That's 5,500. But you convert it to Australian and it's just barely 100 AU, which is just more than what I paid for my boxes total. So that booster box was good ending. You know, I think barely, because while Adamant is a card that I really wanted, it's not like that big of a chase trainer card because it's not really playable and because it's not a woman. So that's how it works with trainer Pokemon cards in Japan. Now, hopefully for the purpose of this video, I wouldn't ordinarily say this, but hopefully for the purpose of this video, this booster box is a bad ending so we can show you, you know, just what it looks like on the other side when you end up getting doo-doo pulls. Now, I spoke about this over on stream, but I'll repeat it here again. these booster boxes came from a case. So this is booster box 5. The one just before was booster box 4 from that case. And so far the case has been pretty good. A lot of people ask me how much I paid for it. And the answer to that is it came out to around about 105 Australian dollars per booster box, which is still on the very high end compared to what I would like to pay. I guess given the way that VSTAR Universe has played out, it'll be a little bit of a while before we see those retail prices, the same way we saw with VMAX Climax. And by the time that happens, I guess the content opportunity, because yeah, I've spoken about this too, so this ain't no surprise. Part of what I do here is provide the content that people like to watch. So for that reason, I've got to buy boxes. And I decided before I made that video about the resealed cases and all the resealed boxes and stuff, this was before that when I bought it, I figured now is probably a good time to get a case. I buy them all in one go, and then I don't have to think about it again, because realistically, I was probably going to buy about and open about 20 booster boxes anyway. So I might as well have done it in one big go. What is that? We have Giratina VSTAR, very nice card. I pulled a gold during the stream today. No SAR in this one. Do we have a Radiant? No, it's not here. So I came to that decision. I was like, yeah, I can live with this because all things considered, even if I do get them at retail from Japan, I'm still going to be looking at, you know, $80 to $90 once I import them, and you account for all the fees and shipping and everything. Anyway, so that's the full backstory there. Even at that 105 Australian dollar mark, like the singles for that previous box, while great, just barely break even on it. And I guess that's the whole thing with collecting and opening. Like, you've got to accept that you're not always going to make money. And if you're opening with the sole purpose of making money, like you're going to be in for a bad time anyway. So I feel like most people are past that part of collecting. It's not as big an issue, but it is just worth noting. Now, before I said I don't like to look at really the eBay listings, like, because sometimes they can be really skewed. But one thing I've noticed with VSTAR Universe is that the VSTAR Universe single cards on eBay are really, really cheap. So it doesn't make much sense at all to buy these booster boxes unless like you want to go for a guard pack or something, or you come to terms with it. And I spoke about this before too. You've come to terms with the fact that it's expensive, but you still want to have some fun. All the power to you. Go for it, right? And I said in that same video that if you were buying these boxes now as like an investment, probably one of the smallest brain moves you could ever make. And this isn't financial advice. I guess I mean, maybe it is. No. For the sake of keeping the channel clean, we're going to say this is not financial advice. But man, in a hypothetical situation, if you bought VSTAR Universe now at the 100 USD mark as an investment, I'd say that would be crazy. But hey, this is not financial advice, and I don't know what I'm talking about. Is this a VSTAR? It is. It's just the normal Leafeon VSTAR. Still a very nice card. And these kind of become worthless, these VSTARs, because people don't really care about them in Japanese. And I guess that's part of what makes opening this set out of Japan a bit of a... is that... No, it's Holucha again. I keep getting this Holucha. Like, I'm sick of seeing it. I want to see Charjabug or something that I haven't seen before, please. At the end of the day, I try to kill... I shouldn't... Wait, can you say that? Whatever. I try to get two birds with one stone here. I try to provide some vids that are actually entertaining for you guys. And at the same time, just my thoughts and perspectives, my thoughts and perspective on collecting, because I know some people like to hear it, and it may or may not influence people one way or the other. So I guess with that out of the way, what I'm trying to say here is that overall, you're probably better off just buying singles if you're trying to master set this. And I know that once I get through this case, that I'm going to just go straight to buying the singles. I really want to buy the singles now. They're dropping. They peaked obviously around release, then they dropped a little bit, they went up, and now they're like dropping. They've just been dropping for the last week or two. This is on either eBay or if you're buying from Japan. And they are very inviting prices. Like, it just looks so easy and straightforward to finish off a master set just by buying singles. But because I got this case, I can't do it. And I do enjoy opening packs and trying to find those chase cards. I popped off when I found the Irida. It's always a good feeling. It doesn't feel as good when you buy it in the mail, but yeah, for that reason, like, I will always open up packs and boxes, even though it probably doesn't make a whole lot of financial sense. I like having fun, and I think, yeah, there's a lot of other people like that out there too. So here's the Hisuian Gudra again. This is really nice, actually. Really good card by Your Itaby. So cute. Man, you got to wonder, is the Gudra in like pain, or are they feeling like a little bit sick or something? That's lovely. That is so cute. Have we got an SAR? No, we don't. So that's our first AR there. And the Latias and the Regigigas. And that perspective and information, that that drive and want to provide that to you is because I do genuinely care about the people in this space, and I don't want to see people, I don't know, do things that are going to either make them lose money or push them away from the hobby, because the hobby is the hobby, the H word with a capital H. I know it's a lovely word. It's just funny every time I hear it. The hobby is a pretty fun place to be, and I've met a lot of great friends through it. So for that reason, I don't want to see people get burned and then, you know, not come back, and then there's less people to hang around with and have fun with, which was the point of my last video with the resealed boxes and the resealed case. But some people took that the wrong way, which was a little bit disappointing, but ultimately not that surprising. Do we have, oh, we do. We have the Cricketer. This is by Nurikabe. This is a new artist, very clean card. Not the biggest fan of Cricketer. The card is good, but grass decks just aren't that viable. If you can make like a Hisuian Lilligant deck work with this card. It'll be fun when Crown Zenith comes out. But grass decks need a little bit of a buff. Do we have the SAR? I think we do. No, we don't. It's just Origin Form Dialga V-Star and Irida, but not the fancy one, and Bibarel. Yeah, the haters wouldn't believe it, but that video had 1,000 likes and like, I think like 10 or 20 dislikes. It was like 98% well received. So I have no regrets about that video, but it's funny. The only people that complained or questioned the legitimacy or the intent and reasoning behind that video were people that had stores. It was hilarious because I had people comment on it. And if you're watching now, it's so fun. Like I was laughing. Seeing like the store owners seethe and mold because of that video. They were the only people that had an issue with it, saying that I was doing it for clout, like that I was just clickbaiting and doing it for views. I must sound like I've got like a big weight on my shoulder or a big chip. I really don't. It's just funny. I just thought I'd like to address it because they were the only ones that cared. Everybody else was glad to have that information under their belt. Now, whether it impacted the market or not, honestly, I don't really care. If it did impact the market, and it made it harder for people to sell boxes, as in made it harder for them to resell and flip boxes. Like, I ain't gonna lie, that's hilarious. That's a really good thing. And I'm happy it did that. And if that affected your business's bottom line, like I keep saying, I don't care. If your small business revolves purely over reselling product that is only for sale in Japan, you're gonna be in for a bad time. And if it's doing poorly because of my YouTube videos, that sounds like a skill issue, because you got to remember, this isn't, again, being moderate. Like I don't want to downplay channel size. I'm fully appreciative every day for the people that come here, watch the videos, like and subscribe. You guys are absolute legends and you keep my dream alive. I appreciate you. Oh, the A word, I hate saying it. You know what I mean? I'm very grateful for it. And I don't want to undersell the amount of support I have here. It's just funny that you think that a channel that is not like one of the big, huge channels has enough pull to basically shut your business down or hurt your bottom line. You're tripping. Okay, Toxtricity, Storinda. This is by, wait, I pulled this in another video and I got the artist name wrong. It's by Null Null. This is a new artist and it's very nice. This was a card that I didn't really look too closely at before release. But when I pulled it, I was like, hey, the floor on this looks really cool as well. The background's nice. Hey, there's the Obstacoon in the background too. And the Rillaboom. I didn't even notice that. Okay, that's really cool. Oh, they're a band. They're playing. Okay, that's a band thing. All right, we got another one. Oh, okay, we got an SAR. You know what? I feel like it's going to be Hooper because I was talking smack about it. Oh, it's Entei. Very nice. Not many people like this card because of the weird feet. And I get it. I get why you don't. But hey, Entei, like a legendary with an SAR. All three of the dogs in this set are fantastic. This is really clean. But you know, this is the disappointing thing, I guess, about the set, if you're buying it at these huge inflated prices, is that pulling this would actually be considered a loss, monetary loss. It's a dub because the card is awesome. And I think anybody who pulled it should be happy with it. You shouldn't be upset about this at all. But the way that the single prices are compared to the box, it might feel like you kind of missed out a little bit. And again, that comes down to the V and the V-Stars not being really worth anything outside of Japan. And certain chase cards having way more value than others. Now let's see if we are going to get an SAR trainer or an SR trainer as well. That would be getting very greedy, but it could turn the tide on this box. Okay, it's the last pack and I want to cram as much as I possibly can into this last little bit. So first of all, have a Merry Christmas and a safe New Year. And thank you so much for all your support through 2022. This has been an incredible year and I'm super hyped for what 2023 is going to bring. Seriously, I'm gonna give next year my all. I know everybody says that right before the holidays is super cliche, but I got some cool stuff planned. If you're somebody that was a hater on that last video about the resealed cases, you are tripping. Also, I may have made a small error in that video that I should address now, which was the seal on cases. It's not the thick glue, it's the glue that looks like it seeps into the booster box. I know somebody made a comment talking about that, and I confirmed that with my case today as well. The thick glue is okay, but if you see signs of 2 types of glue, that's when you know something sussy has happened. Did I say if you're a small business and you're upset at me, it? Okay, I'm just gonna say that again. Wait, I probably need to bleep that bit because that's probably too much for YouTube. We have the Simisear VSTAR. Do we have a trainer? No, we don't. It's just the Magnezone and the Absol and the Manaphy. Thank you so much for your support in 2022. Can't wait for next year. Have a safe holiday. Till then, peace out. And hey, maybe Max Mofo will upload again. Who knows? I ain't holding my breath. See you guys. Hey, that last bit wasn't meant to be rude. A lot of people want to see you come back, Max. Please, come home, Max. Come home.